Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, you guys. Welcome in. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Caroline. Carolyn. Hey, Bestie. Hey, Franny. Hey, Delisa. Hey, Katie. You guys can let me know what part of the world you guys are tuning in from. Hi, Cheryl. On this wonderful Wednesday. Hello, Rhonda. Hey, Adrian. Hi, Chris Marie. Barbara, Connecticut. Oh, ain't that something? All right. I was right the first time. Hey, Texas, Chicago. Oh, I love Chicago. Chicago is such an amazing place. You in Cali? All right, Delisa from Cali, Illinois. Welcome on, everybody. The NYC, Louisiana, Houston. Never been to Houston. I hear Houston is the spot where it's hot these days. Arizona. Hey. I hope you are staying cool. Texas, Puerto Rico. All right. Latin budget, Puerto Rico. Barbara, I love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. South Carolina, Minnesota. We have everyone from the West Coast to the East Coast, Northern California. Welcome on. Welcome, you guys. I know people are still coming on, but we are having our book club. This is our first meeting. I'm super excited about this book because I need it in my life right now. I need it in my life so I can get my life together. SoCal, How Toy Does It. All right. Hi, Jaleesa. Yes, it's been a long time since I've even done a live. I think the last time I did a live was in January. Yes, yes. Awesome. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome on. Welcome on, Maryland, Barbados. All right. Barbados. Austin. Hey, Maria. Saving Stuff, Alabama. Awesome. All right, you guys. So, let's see. Hold on. All right. So, we are having our book club first day. So, if you guys are not aware, we are reading the Atomic Habits. So, the way this whole book club even came about is because I was reading it on my own because I just had a feeling, probably because of what's happening. God sure does have a way of letting us know that I needed to start incorporating some habits so that I can change some things in my life, so that I can meet my yearly goals. I felt like I was just kind of like in a slump and I needed something to kind of get me going. And I posted the book on Instagram. I think I also posted it on YouTube, and people were like, yes, you should start it. So here we go. We were reading, or we were to read chapters 1 through 3, which is basically the chapters 1 through 3, I think, is the fundamentals, which it was so good. I want to make sure I keep up with the comments too. Oh, Barbara, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I purchased this book, Atomic Habits, a while ago, and I have attempted to try to read it several times, but have never been successful. So glad to see it. I got someone who I can relate to. Yes. Same thing. I had this book as well, and for a while, and I was like, I didn't read it. So I was like, I'm just going to read it. I'm going to stick to it. And I think that this book club is really going to hold me accountable to making sure that I do read it. So let's just really get started. So chapter 1 was about the surprising power of atomic habits. Well, that was the name of the title. And the on page 20, it talks about what progress really looks like. And we talked about, or the book talked about, why some people don't follow through with their goals, if you will. So we set these goals for ourselves, and we're like, okay, I'll just use myself. I'm a person who's always late. Like, I'm always late. It doesn't matter where I'm going. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. And I'm really tired of being late. I don't want that to be associated with who I am, someone who's late and unorganized. So I have been working on being on time. So in the book, in this page, it talked about um, all I'm trying to do is meet the goal and trying to be on time. However, what we need to do is we need to change the habits, or I need to change the habits that those habits that are causing me to be late is what I need to change so that I can get to the desired goal of being on time. So, well, first, before I keep going, let me see who read the first 3 chapters. Hi, Barbie. Let me see if you read the first 3 chapters, because I want to make sure I'm in good company. If you can put a 1 if you read the first 3 chapters, if you can put that in the comments. If you did not read the first 3 chapters, can you put the number 2? Okay, so Chris Marie. Okay, good, good, good. We got a lot of ones. Okay, good. Rhonda. Okay. All right, all right. To be honest, let me see. To be honest, I have not, but I will start to catch up with the following chapters assigned. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh, no problem. Just as soon you did start. Just I did start. It's okay, Barbara. You can get this from Amazon, and you should get it within probably like a day or 2. Okay, so we got some 1s and we got some 2s. So we'll just kind of get started with, if you guys could put on your in the chat, being that you're reading this book, what is one thing? I know there are many things that we want to change, or within ourselves, by creating these atomic habits, but what is the one thing that you want to change by way of reading this book? 2, I'm here for the fun. Yes, we plan to have fun for sure. This is my first live in a long time, so bear with me. And then I even forgot how to put my name back up here, but it's okay. So yeah, one thing for me, my one thing is that I want to be on time. There are other things I want to do, of course, but I'm gonna just say for this one, I'm gonna say on time. Being consistent and intentional. Your systems, okay? Being consistent, commit to your commitments. I agree. Being more organized. Stop setting goals and start implementing the systems. That's what the first 3 chapters is talking about. Being consistent with your business posts. That's good. Finishing something that you start. I love that. I've always been a lover of books and reading, so I will make sure that okay, awesome. Yeah, that's another thing. Like I want to be a reader. I don't want to just, look at TV. Putting down my phone and being present for people in my life. Man, I think we all can do better with that. Being intentional, taking steps to really get in a good routine of exercising. Oh, yes. Being consistent, stop procrastinating, being consistent with being a mom and other things that life throws, actually creating a budget. That's good. I want to be athletic and live a healthy lifestyle, being more disciplined and finishing goals. Yes. So I'm glad that you guys have a variation of different things, because not I know this is like a financial channel. And of course, we're going to talk about our finances, but we're more than just that. We're, other things. We're mothers, we're wives, we're friends. We're so many things. And so we will be touching on more than just like money, even though we know money is important. Let me see. I missed one. Let me see. My perspective on life is to be consistent and be present and thankful for everything up. Yes, for the ups and the downs. That's also something, believe it or not, that I am working on myself, even with this new change happening in my life. I am definitely trying to look at the positive out of it. What are some of the good things that I learned with this position, with the job? So definitely, I understand. DJ says she's tiptoes into class. No, you're good. We really just getting started. We're just putting what it is that we want to change by way of reading this book. So, what progress really looks like. I really loved this part of the book because it talked about one of the sentences that I highlighted is breakthrough moments are often the result of many previous actions which build up to the potential required to unleash a major change. So sometimes what it talks about is when you're changing these habits, you have to do them for a certain amount of time before the breakthrough actually happens. And the breakthrough never happens because we get tired before the breakthrough can even happen. So, I guess to make it a little bit more clear, it may take you 10 times to do this habit before the breakthrough actually happens. Like if you're wanting to be more disciplined in working out. So, you may have to go to the gym, or you may want to lose weight. Let's just say you want to lose weight. You may have to go to the gym 10 times before you start to see yourself losing weight. And by the eighth time that you've gone to the gym, you're already like, oh my God, this is not working. I give up. And we never hit that breakthrough moment. Even with like budgeting or getting out of debt, we're like, oh my God, I've been paying off debt for 6 months. And you feel like you haven't hit that breakthrough or that dent in the debt. So then you give up and you stop paying off debt and you go back into those same bad habits and you never reach the goal. We are reading, hi Sharon, welcome. We are reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm not sure if you already have the book, but if you don't already have the book, you can get it from Amazon. Hi, Sean. Yeah, my friend, my special friend has joined. Hello. Yes, yes, yes. So that's why I really, really, really love that page. Let's see. Chris says, we want instant gratification. So when we don't see results, we get discouraged and give up. That's exactly what this actual part of the first chapter was talking about. We don't give it enough time to hit that moment where we even start to see a little bit of progress and we continue at it. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Let's see. So yeah, it says it doesn't feel like you are going anywhere. It's a hallmark of compounding process. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. They are delayed. Like, we have to have patience. Here on chapter 21, it talks about the mastery requires patience. We have to have patience in this if we want to see a true change. Now, what we're talking about, what James talks about in the book, he says that it's called the plateau of latent potential. This is on page 22. It says, all big things come from small beginnings. We have to forget about the goal and focus on the systems instead. I was so excited when I got to this part of the book because you guys probably have heard me say your success is in the system. The success is in the system. Your success is in your systems and your routines. And to fall in love with the process. Because if you fall in love with the process, it's not going to seem like a daunting thing. And then, of course, you're going to meet that result for sure. Let's see. Sharon says, oh, I love talking about habits. I'm going to get this book. Yes, you definitely should. That's my problem. What Chris says. Let me see what Chris said. Oh, the instant gratification. So, question for you. So I see in the chat that some of you guys are saying, like, for example, you want to stop procrastinating. You want to be consistent. You want to really get in a good routine of exercising. How long do you give yourself before you give up? I want to see. Like, have you ever really focused on how long you've taken to get to that desired result before you stop? While you guys are putting it in the chat, I'll tell you, for me, as far as like being on time, something I've really been working on. Like, I'll be on time one time and then I'm never on time again. Which is so bad. But that's because I wasn't focusing on the habits. I was just focusing on being on time. So I changed nothing. The only thing I changed was maybe driving a little faster, but that was probably it. I didn't change the habits in order for me to be on time. But since I have been reading this book, and we'll get into I think it was chapter 2 where they talked about so those habits that we have to do. So for me, what I started doing to be on time is I put my clothes out the night before. I have let me just say to church. Let's start there. To be on time to church, I put my clothes out the night before, and then I put my bag that I take with me. I already have it ready to go. Like, it has to be ready to go. I can't be like, oh, let me get my laptop, let me put it in the bag, because that takes time, believe it or not. And not hitting snooze on the phone. I can't hit snooze, because I hit snooze and then I'll be asleep for another hour. So let's see. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm gonna call you Miss Griffin. I'm so sorry. So not enough time. So you don't give yourself enough time at all. Rose Sharon says patience is not my strong suit. Jaleesa, so true. Our human nature looks at what is visibly, but we also should always know that it starts with the habit. That's where it starts, that habit. That's something I'm thinking about right now, actually, with working through debt and trying to have patience about the process. Yes, KJ, let me tell you, it takes patience when you have a big amount of debt and all you're looking at is just that big number. But one thing that I had learned and taught myself was I got excited about making a payment. It just didn't matter how much the payment was. I got excited about making a payment because I knew and I know that even if I think it was one time I made like a $50 payment. I knew that my balance would decrease by $50, which means I'm still working toward the goal. So it may even be just changing what we are excited about, which he talks about on page 26. Problem number 3 is that the goals restrict our happiness. And so when we're just looking at the goal, so yeah, I have a goal to pay off $33,000 worth of debt. And if I'm only looking at that, then yeah, I'm gonna be sad every time, like, oh my God, I still have this debt. So yeah, and we're gonna talk about what he talks about in the book is how to change what we're looking at. Norma, I finally got here on a oh, I'm fine. I'm happy that you finally got here. I probably will be doing more lives now, guys. I am someone who's a homebody. Sometimes I am learning about adulting on habits. Yes, I'm a homebody too, but then I like to be outside for sure. So let's see, Maria, I can be so emotional. So if something causes an issue in my life, then I will stop what I'm trying to accomplish. Yeah, same, same. But the older I get, I'm understanding that life, it doesn't stop. It just does not stop. And we have to keep going for ourselves, to prove to ourselves that we can do it. And then our children, if we have children, the people around us, like it's something that we have to create these habits, which we're gonna do. I'm so excited. But I'm an emotional person too, for sure. I would start and not continue, but I went into therapy and she pushed me to do chunking, to chunk task in small pieces so I won't feel overwhelmed and to push through. Oh, I like that. Chunking task. I wonder if that is what, can you explain that a little bit more? I wonder if that is what, when he talks about the reward, is that in chapter 3? I think that's in chapter 3 on how the 4 simple steps, where he talked about the cue, the craving, the response, and then the reward. Maybe that's, or is it the chunking where you are putting multiple tasks together, like maybe a task that you don't want to do and a task that you want to do, and you group it together. I don't know. Can you explain that a little bit more? I think that's good. I always write down things I need to do. I order to I think this is in order to build those good habits, but I never set a goal, which now figuring out that is not it. Yeah, well, you have the goal in mind, but the things that you write down, like on the checklist, helps you get to that goal for sure. After a couple of times of doing something, I usually slack off. Me too. Me too, sis. How did you learn of this book? I learned of this book. I hear a lot of people talk about it, but I joined a book club at my job, and this is the book that we read. I was reading like I was skipping pages. I didn't read it like I'm reading now. So yes, that's how I learned of this book. Set your clock 15 minutes back early. I used to try that a lot and it didn't work for me because I already knew that my clock was back 15 minutes. So in my car, I would put the time 15 minutes ahead, but it didn't work because I would just count in my head 15 minutes 15 minutes back. So yeah, I tried that one. Yeah. I keep saying I'm going to put my workout clothes the night before to go walking in the morning. Have not started yet. Okay, so Maria, you got to do it tomorrow. I don't know if your workout days are, what they are, but tonight, do it. Make a commitment to yourself that you're going to put those workout clothes out. So at least do that part. Even if you don't go in the morning, even if you still look at them clothes like, look, not today, but at least put them out tonight. I can't wait to hear next week. In the morning, sometimes I'm very sleepy. So if I have a habit of working out, but I want to say have Bible study. I cannot do to habits in the morning. It's too much for me. So you're saying you want to have Bible study, but because you're sleepy, you can't wake up earlier to have Bible study. Um, or do you want to work out? Can you clarify that for me, Sharon? Please. Thank you. I used to think it was giving up when I initially attempted a fitness routine as slacking, but I often had to adjust my schedule weekly to meet my goal. 1 week schedule doesn't fit next week. I love that. I love that, Jim, because our life does change sometimes, and it's not, every morning may not be the same, every week may not be the same. So I forget who said it earlier, but writing out your tasks for the day, or even writing it out the night before. My pastor, I did a really good lesson on, oh God, I forgot. I forgot what the series, but on like how to make these changes and writing down what we want to do for the next day was something that I had started, and then I had stopped because what I was supposed to do was already have the paper printed out and put the paper on my desk so that I could remember to complete my actions for the next day. And then it was just out of sight, out of mind, because I no longer had those sheets. So I think, yeah, you're spot on with that. Let's see, I will start something, and if or when I hit my goal, I just stop. Ooh, that he talked about that in chapter 3, because the goal, he talks about changing who you want to become and not just meeting the goal. So when it's basically really changing your mindset. So do you just want to, like, for example, I'm not sure what exactly it is, but do you want to just save $1,000, or do you want to be a saver? Do you want to just budget once or twice, or do you want to be good at managing your money? It's basically who you have become. And that's, I think, sometimes why we always have these goals and we go off of these goals, because we're not looking to change ourselves. We're just looking to hit this goal. So of course, when you hit the goal, you stop. And it's a possibility that you may go right back into those bad habits that will cause you to need to hit that goal again. That was good, Melissa. And that was in chapter 3. Yes, the big number is definitely discouraging. It is discouraging, but don't look at it. I'm not gonna say don't look at it, because you do need to look at it. It's the mindset change and really getting comfortable with the process. One thing that I will tell you guys is, when I started my journey again, one thing that encourages me to keep budgeting, this is probably going to sound crazy, but a lot of you guys do know, I had to make my budget book attractive to look at and flip through. And a lot of people are always asking me, like, where'd you get your budget book? And I'm like, well, I made this, but I love going in that book and flipping through it, because it's cute. That's probably a horrible reason, but it encourages me to keep on going in. So whatever it is that you have to do, even if you have to put like something on your wall where you're flipping the numbers, and you're seeing it, but just know that if you continue with these habits, that debt is going to come off for sure. For sure. Rhonda, I'm trying not to be easily overwhelmed. One thing at a time, literally one thing at a time, and it compounds. He talks about that in chapter 1, I believe it is, where he talks about the system of atomic habits. Focusing on the overall system rather than a single goal is one of the core themes of this book. And because there was a story he told about the ice, I think it was which one? I think it was in chapter 3. He talked about ice melting. So he was saying, when it, like, if you take a piece of ice out of the refrigerator, it's not going, or out of the freezer, it's not going to automatically melt. it takes time to melt. And he listed the degrees, and he was like, at this degree is going to melt a little bit more, but you're still not seeing anything until it gets to a certain degree, after all of the degrees have compounded upon itself. And then the ice, you finally see the ice melting. So that's definitely, I believe, how you can confront being overwhelmed. Worked out about a month, lost weight, now gained all back, but realized I needed information about the food I was eating. That's good, which is the habit. That's good. Hi, Jasmine. How are you? What changed my mind about being late is when I read, when you're late, you are stealing other people's time, and it's so. Oh my gosh. All right, girl. Okay. And it's selfish. Oh my gosh. And I don't want to be selfish. Oh, girl, this whole statement right here. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. I think I'm gonna be on time now, just from that statement. Eating out is a weakness, trying to really get that under control. It is, especially when it comes to like time. My financial habit is budgeting. I'm trying to balance my tasks, which is saving. Yeah, and they talked about uh like some people have like automatic savings going to an account. That definitely may help. Chunking task is eating an elephant one bite at a time. Take a task and break it into smaller units of to-dos. Okay. I like that. I like that. I hate to be late because the person who's waiting for me trusts me to be there. I don't want to lose their trust. I like that. You are right. You are right. For example, if I want to, let's say I am starting back to complete my degree. Yes. And I will feel overwhelmed with the chapter. So she had chunk and small attainable daily goals for reading. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Because with me becoming a reader, that's something that I have to do, which is be intentional about how many pages I'm going to read, or how many chapters I'm going to read at what time, and have that time blocked off. That's good. Hey, Glenda from Texas. Let's see. I decided last year to start walking every day. I haven't done it every day, but don't miss more than 1 or 2 a week. I'm so proud of myself. And I'm so proud of you as well. He talked about that as well in chapter 3, that it's not, you're still now a walker. So whereas before maybe you weren't a walker, but now you're changing your behavior, and just because you missed it a time or two doesn't mean that you're not a walker. You are still a walker, and that is now, that has become who you are. So that's amazing. So I wouldn't give up like I did last time. Me too. To get this degree going. All right, let's see. Hi. Hey, hey, hey. I was known as a woman that knows how to persevere. Although I'm a homebody, I'm trying to break the ice for my holistic fitness, physical health, walking outside. Oh, got you, got you, got you. Every day it's a goal. Being a saver more than saving a specific amount. Yes, definitely a mindset change for sure. Same. Trying to make sure I don't miss any comments. I have 2 habits in the morning, which is Bible study and outdoor walking. And I have realized I cannot do both at the same time because it's too much for me. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So then we'll be building some habits to help you to be able to get both done, because both are important for sure. I think the example of latent potential he gave with the 100 hits to the boulder, but the 101st hit is what splits it into 2. Exactly. And that 100 is where we stop. That 100 hit is where we stop. and we haven't given it enough hits in order to actually split. That's good. I felt the same. I think you're talking about your debt. Focusing on smaller wins and celebrating those helps you over time contribute to the bigger goal. I agree. I agree. I have to tune on a little bit, kind of hang out with my grandson and watch some of his shows. But Bessie, I love you, girl. Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much. Please keep spitting that financial information. It helps. Yes. I have this book on my reading list. What does it say about giving yourself grace? I don't think we've gotten there yet. I don't think we have gotten there yet that I could remember. If anybody who has already read chapters 1 and 3, do you remember if it says anything about giving yourself grace? I don't remember reading that part just yet. However, we do need to give ourselves grace if we are trying to meet or change who we are, because it's more about the goal. It's more about changing who we are. And if we can get comfortable with giving ourselves grace, then I personally think that it encourages us to keep going and not just be so hard on ourselves. I mean, Christ gave us grace, right? So who are we to not give ourselves grace? Now, I believe that grace and excuse is two different things. So we understand that we, get off course and going to look at why we got off course, like what caused us to, like, for example, if I'm late, so what caused me to be late again? Is it because I didn't put out my clothes that night? Or is it because I hit the snooze button and I wasn't respecting people's time and I was being disrespectful to them? Like, go back and actually observe and fix it next time, as opposed to continuing to do the same thing. Or even with spending, if we are on a no spend challenge and we spend money, looking to say, okay, what made me spend money? Is it because I'm feeling sad? Or is it, like, that's for those who like are emotional spenders. Like, did you go spend money because you're having a bad day? And if that is the case, then what can you do to put in place of the gratification that you get from spending so that you don't spend? So I definitely, like I said, I don't know if we got there yet, but when it comes to giving ourselves grace, and not an excuse, but going back to look to see, okay, why did I not follow through on this habit? And then fix what it is that you need to do moving forward so that we can have less hiccups on our journey, for sure. Thank you, Rhonda. And exercise, etc. You are so right, because the financial journey, it's not easy to be disciplined, to do your budget, to follow the budget, to pay off debt specifically, to not overspend, all of those things. It's not easy. Nutrition for me is really not easy. Like, I love all bad food. And it's tough for me to get up and go to the gym because I don't want to get up, but I'm gonna have to put in some habits in order to meet the goals of just being healthy. Have a bad habit of starting too many things before completing one. Got it. What chapters? So we have read chapters 1 through 3. And right now we're kind of just, talking about the reasons why we never can get to we were talking about the latent sorry. We were talking about the latent, I think that's what it's called. Where did it go? I'm all over the place. The plateau of latent potential, and why it is that we kind of stop before we can get to, the change. So now let's talk about the 3 layers of behavior change. So this was in chapter 2. The title of the chapter is How Your Habits Shape Your Identity. So this is where he was talking about us changing who we are, changing the identity of who we are. And he talked about the 3 layers of behavior change: the outcome, the process, and the identity. There are 3 layers of behavioral change: a changing your outcome, your process, or changing your identity. The first layer is changing your outcome. This level is concerned with changing your results. So, losing the weight, publishing the book, winning a championship. Most of the goals you set are associated with this level of change. The second layer is changing your process. So let's kind of talk about the process. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, implementing a new routine at the gym, decluttering your desk for a better workflow, developing a meditation practice. And most of these habits you build are associated with this level. So, with some of the reasons that you guys put on here, can you give me your second layer? What are some of the things that you are looking? What are some of the habits that you're looking to change, or systems that you're looking to implement? For example, for me, when it comes to budgeting, my system is that I budget a day before I'm paid. On the day that I'm paid, I pay all of my bills within that pay period because I am a paycheck to paycheck budgeter. So I pay all of my bills within that pay period. I take cash out of the bank so that I can use the cash throughout the 2 weeks. And so that system that I have created have helped me not to overspend. It's helped me to pay my bills on time, and it's helped me to build a better relationship with my money and manage my money better. With me being late, the system I'm creating is to put those clothes out at night, have my bag packed and ready, give myself a good night's sleep, and to not hit the snooze button. So, what systems are you guys putting in place, which is your second layer, changing your process? And as you guys are putting that in the chat, I am going through these comments. How do you deal with betrayal or depression? Um, well, to be honest, if somebody betrays me, I kind of just leave them alone, to be honest. I'm real quick to let somebody out of my life because I understand that if you betrayed me, then you definitely made me feel a way that I don't need to feel, because I have too many things going on in this world that I need to focus on. And so if you are bringing me down, then I cut you off real quick, like super quick. When it comes to depression, prayer for sure. I recite scriptures to myself, um, because I don't ever want to be in a place where I'm unable to keep moving forward in life because of depression. I do believe that depression is a way to keep us stagnant and keep us feeling down and sad. And so definitely praying. I'm not sure if you believe in Christ, but I will for sure be praying. Chapters 1 through 3. Yes, yes. Let me see, what time is it, you guys? 5:54. Okay, we got about 15 minutes left. Giving yourself grace is the advice I give myself and others. Absolutely. Keep chipping away at the boulder little by little and expect it to split. It will split at some point. Mourn for a minute and then move on. Yes, we have to give ourselves that grace to mourn. Great point. Great. Yes, yes, absolutely. Mine are just cravings. Let's see. It did say that the problem is human nature and the systems that are or are not in place, just knowing that can help. Yes, yes, it is. It is. And yeah, he talked about like when we are born, we learn these habits, whether they're good or bad, we learn habits. Because we don't know anything once we're born. So definitely, for sure. How can you have a habit at a job that is not healthy for you or against you and not the career you wanted? How can you have a habit at a job that is not healthy for you? So when you are you saying like how can you have a good habit at a job that's not healthy for you or against you and not the career you wanted? Sharon, can you kind of break that down a little bit more so that I can answer it? Because I'm not sure if you're saying like how can you perform well consistently at a job that's not healthy for you? Um, and then you not being in a career that you wanted to be in, so it's causing you not to perform in a way that you would like to. Can you break that down for me, please? We are reading, I'm not sure what you mean by what book, but we are reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Deja. She answered it for me. The same habits you use to start your financial journey is the same habits you build with nutrition, exercise, everything. Make small changes. Yes, you are right, Christine. You're right. How bad do I want to get up and go to the gym? One thing I do is if I don't get up and walk, I may run to the gym for 15 to 20 minutes on the treadmill. I like that. Working with a nutritionist tomorrow for a second time. Tomorrow is second time for food support. That's right, Cheryl. Congratulations. That's awesome. For cleaning habits, I put a 60-minute countdown on YouTube that is set in 5-minute increments with a timer. The YouTuber also cleans in the video. Oh, can you tell us who that YouTuber is? I love cleaning videos. Love, love, love them. It takes me hours to clean, y'all, like hours. It's so annoying. It takes me hours. I hate it. So if you can tell us who that YouTuber is, that'd be amazing. My weight loss system meal prep is set. I eat those meals Sunday through Thursday and eat what I want. Oh, I love that. I love that. Do you have like a one of those? I see a lot of YouTubers who have the food meal prep service, or do you just prep your own food yourself? The system I'm using when it comes to exercise is I like to work out after I get out of work. That's good. The system is I put my workout clothes 30 minutes before I leave, get my water ready, and go. I love that, Denise. I love that. I love that. I am going for a walk daily and making a meal plan for the next week. For budgeting, I am pulling cash to stuff my binders. That cash helps a ton. I'm a loud budgeter now. Loud budgeting is, I forgot, what is that? Is that like telling everybody that you're on a budget or something like that? I used to be ashamed when I couldn't buy something. Now I'll tell you in a minute that it's not in my budget. Oh, I may paying out debt like a game. Yes, 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 yes. And being on a budget does not mean that you don't have money. It just means that you haven't budgeted for that item or that thing. But I think that's the whole mindset. People think that when you're on a budget that you are broke, and that's so far from the truth. First, changing the thought process of negative thoughts about my budget and implementing positive and reasonable goals to actually accomplish. I love that. Um, you have to change your mindset when it comes to anything it is that we're talking about. We have to change our mindset. In chapter 3, he talked about the cues that we get. So we get this cue of the person that we want to be, not the goal we want to achieve, but the person that we want to be. And that cue will then help us to put the actions in place. The craving. So you have that cue, and then you have a craving, and then it's the response, right? So, but we first have to have that cue, and that's what changing our mindset. I don't I do think that being late is tacky. Like I have to, but there was a time where I thought arriving fashionably late was the thing to do. But I had to change my mind and understand that that's not okay. Like it's not cool. Like, but I wasn't gonna have that craving until I changed my mind that I need to start really valuing people's time. I need to stop disrespecting people. And I do want people to trust me. And I think you're so right that being on time is a form of trust. And when you're not on time, it just speaks so loud, and I don't want to be that person anymore. So I want to change that about me. So definitely you are so right, Jaleesa, that changing our mindset um is first for sure. Yeah, Cheryl, you got this. Thank you for all you do. I have to drop off. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are almost done. We have about 9 minutes left. When it comes to budgeting, I also get cash out and put it in envelopes. When I go to work, I mean, coworkers want to go out. I say I have X amount in my budget and I'm saving it for Fridays. Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to go out with them, then you just put that in the budget. Otherwise, you tell them they can treat you. Hello, everyone. Great book. It is a great book. Operation Nikki. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for getting us that name. When it comes to betrayal, I am a woman that can persevere, but I will let you know where I stand. Yeah, that's good. You gotta let the folks know. Oh, you cook your own food. Oh, that's some discipline. So that means that you take some time, you cook your food. Ah, I bet it's so easy though. I bet the reward is so you just go in the refrigerator, get that food, and you are on the go. That's dope. I love Operation Nikki. Yes. I prep my own food this way I can count my calories and I know what I put in my food. Okay. It's called the Power Hour Cleaning Time by the Secret Slob. Oh, that's good. What am I feeling? The Secret Slob. I'm gonna look up. I don't know if that's a man or a woman, but I'm gonna look up that YouTuber because I learn. Sometimes I do learn a lot of cleaning tips from YouTubers. Not sometimes, a lot of times they have some good tips. When it comes to depression, I do have a habit of eating um, cookies and ice cream, but I try to listen to music or pray. Yes, and maybe even taking a walk. I know there are some times when I am not in a good space. Taking a walk definitely is very helpful. So that can also be another habit to create as opposed to comfort eating. Um, and then also just saying, I'm not a comfort eater. I am a walker when I am saddened or depressed or whatever it is that you want to put in place. He did talk about that, basically saying what we are not and not saying like I'm an emotional eater. So we can't say I'm an emotional eater because subconsciously that's what we are going to continue to be, an emotional eater, but we have to say what we want to be. So I am going to stop saying I'm trying to be on time. My statement now is I am always on time. I buy cutie budget books to save money. Same. I also so proud of myself. I tell myself, girl, you have fun spending now, have fun saving and paying those bills back, right? I don't allow myself to think about the workout. I put my clothes on and go do it because if I think, I find excuses. You are right. So right. Mostly for me, it's morning um gorgeous cravings or just listening to my favorite music, TV show, or just reading the Bible and pray. Yes, I agree. Instead of saying I'm in a budget, I say I don't have money assigned to that item. I love it. All my money have an assignment or an allocation. Absolutely. Wake up earlier, check traffic news, build a morning schedule based on time for each task before leaving the house, and allow adequate driving time. This is what I tried to do. No, this is what you do, Rhonda. This is what you do. You don't try to do it. This is what you do. You wake up earlier, you check the traffic news, you have built a morning routine based on the time for each task before you leave the house, and you allow adequate driving time. That is what you do. Based on chapter 3, that's what we have to say. Make sure we are liking Jasmine's video because she comes, oh, thank you, Jaleesa. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It is helpful for sure. As a layperson too, this that is a true point. I'm going to start looking at it that way too. People's time needs to be respected. Never thought of it that way. I know for sure. How can you have a good habit of being early at a job? Oh, because like, for example, we all know the news came out. I'm being laid off, right? So I have a decision that I had to make. I can leave disgruntled, mad, upset, angry, hurt, and leave in a way where my integrity is questioned. But that's not who I am, and that's not who I want to be. I'm a person who has integrity. I am going to do the right thing, even when the wrong thing is happening. And that's who I always want to show up as and show up to be. So I'm still on time for work. I am finishing out and transferring all of my associates appropriately. I'm still meeting with all of my associates and team members and things. Like, I'm not doing anything that questions my integrity or my trust, because that's who I am. And so even if the job is not healthy for you, Sharon, that's who you are. You are a person of integrity. So regardless of what the job is doing, you always show up as the person that you should be. And then, if the job is not healthy, then maybe you look for another job if you're able to, or even in the career that you want. But at the end of the day, you have to go to sleep to yourself, and you have to answer to yourself. And so I would definitely say, regardless of whatever the job is doing, or, you just make sure that you are being a good person and you're being a good employee, so that they can never, here's the thing. Sometimes we are upset at these people or the job or whatnot, and then we're always late. So then it gives them credit to say, that associate, they always late. They always got an attitude. They always this. And it gives them, it validates, right? It proves that you're not a good associate. But if you're not, they can never say you were late. They can never say you had a bad attitude. They can never say any of that when that's not who you are. So that's what I would say to that for sure, Sharon. If the word budget is a trigger, just think, yeah, spending plan. I like that. That's what what's his name? Shoot. I forgot his name, but I do want to read his book. He talks about having a spending plan. He, changes the word to it. My bad habit is that I spend too much money on eating out. Thanks to your channel, I'm working on budgeting and debt. Yay, Rose. Everyone has me. Oh, wait, where did it go? Everyone has me even more motivated listening to the chat. Awesome. Yes. This is what I do. Thank you. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. You started the job with a smile. Now leave with a smile. Enjoy. God got you. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, for sure. Doing the right thing, regardless, is glorifying God. Yes, it is. We must move in excellence because we seek him first in spite of the circumstance. That is so right. That Remit. Yes, Remit. That's his name. I want to read his book. Amen. That's right. God is the blesser and the provider. Stay true to him first and self. Yes. All right, you guys. Well, this is a great first live. So make sure that you guys get the book. It is not linked, but I will link it. I'm gonna link it as soon as we're done here. So next or during this week, the next chapters that we're gonna read is chapters 4 through 7, which is the first law. And we're talking about making it obvious. So in chapter 3, he talked about the 4 laws of behavior change, which is the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. And he goes deep into each one of these laws. So we're going to be diving into the first law. Also, what I'm going to do is be a little bit more organized. And I'm going to put the questions that we will discuss in the community tab. So make sure that you guys check back there. So then that way we'll have more structure to the book club. I've never had joined a book club on YouTube. So I really don't know if I'm doing this right or wrong, but we just gonna keep going. So yeah, I'll put the questions in the community tab. In the community tab, I'll also have in there the chapters that we're reading and then some action items, because I want to make sure that we're growing from this. I don't want to just read and do nothing. So if you guys can, I'll put the homework question, if you will. I'll put that in the community tab as well. So look there. By the time you wake up in the morning, all of the information will be there. And then we will pick up and we'll talk about it next week during the live. So Wednesdays at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I mean, Eastern. And for all you guys on the East Coast, thank you for being here with me at like 9 o'clock at night. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The next live will be next Wednesday. I see some of those questions. So awesome, awesome, awesome. I will see you guys. Let me just answer this really quick. Last time I was laid off, it led me to better opportunities and schedule. Everything is happening to set you up for even more success. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Oh, and also all the comments that you guys left on that video, I'm trying to get to them all. It's kind of hard because it's a lot of comments, but I just want to say thank you so much. You didn't have to leave a comment. You didn't have to watch. You didn't have to leave me words of encouragement. You didn't have to give me advice. You didn't have to do any of that. And I don't take it for granted, not one bit. I want to say thank you. Let's ride this ride together and show ourselves that we can tackle anything. We can do anything. We can pay off anything. We can get the next job that we want. And so I just want to just leave with that and say thank you guys so much. It definitely warmed my heart because I was afraid to put out the video, if I'm being honest, because that is very vulnerable. I think I was telling one of my friends, like, I'm 42, 40, I'll be 42 right before my birthday, right? I'm getting laid off right before my birthday. But I'm like, I'm 41 with no job. But God is still good. God is still good. Oh, you DM me on Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I think I talked to you. Didn't I respond or no? I had to go on my Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram, you guys. But I'm gonna get back on it for sure. All right, you guys. Thank you. I have to hop on another call that I have to get ready for, but I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. I'll be stuffing some cash, and then yes. All right. Bye, you guys. Go be great, if that's what I say. Bye.